Welcome to the Bark Night Podcast, shining a spotlight on the world of film and TV with news, reviews, and in-depth discussions. This is our Black Phone 2 review episode. Be sure to follow, like, or leave a rating wherever you're listening. It helps the show rise from the crypt each week. So, alright, let's get into it. Black Phone 2. So, you were able to see this, right, Dan?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So, a little bit of background on the movie. It's written and directed by Scott Derrickson, and another writer on it is C. Robert Cargill, who also worked on, he did writing with Scott Derrickson on Sinister 1 and 2. Derrickson, I think, was only a producer on Sinister 2, but he also was on Doctor Strange. He also was a writer for The Black Phone, and he also was one of the writers on Scott Derrickson's VHS 85 segment. So a lot of constant collaborators. I know Scott Derrickson's wife was the second unit director and executive producer on the movie, and his son did the score, Atticus Derrickson. So a lot of...
The strong name, Atticus.
Yeah, so there's a lot of sort of behind the scenes, a lot of those frequent collaborators, keeping it a family affair, you know, all those sorts of things. Cool. And like we said last episode, based on a Joe Hill novel, Joe Hill being the son of Stephen King.
Yeah. Which is really crazy when you think about it. Like, you wouldn't think that a prolific writer like that would have a son who followed in his footsteps and put out quality material like this, but I guess if it runs in the veins, it runs in the veins, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure that writing was a big part of his upbringing. I mean, like writing, reading, all those things. You know, it's just kind of one of those family things that when you're... I bet his father just talked about it, and he made sure to instill those things in his son and whatnot.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So the budget for the movie was $30 million.
Okay.
The box office for it in the U.S. was $29.4 million.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's good. And worldwide, it brought in $43.2 million. So... Okay. Seems to be a hit, and see no reason this wouldn't make its budget back.
Right. And the horror is a little bit like that. Like worldwide, they don't do as well as they do here, I feel like.
Yeah.
But that's exciting. Do you know what the budget for the first one was, by any chance?
That is a good question.
I can look it up.
As much. I remember that. I want to say it was like 15, 20 or something.
Right. But it almost made
an expensive horror movie.
It almost made his budget back. Well, I mean, Ethan Hawke's not cheap, let's be honest.
Yeah, and he, in his whole thing, so Ethan Hawke, he's done a lot of horror movies here, but like even with The Purge, he took a pay cut in order for the movie to keep its small budget, which set that movie up and the franchise up to really... It set them up for success because that first movie has a very small budget. It's a home invasion thing. It's very contained, you know, but it's very good. But the idea behind it was so rich that them being able to make it on a small budget and it being a success opened it up so that they could turn it into an entire franchise. And I'd imagine he was probably a producer on those other ones.
Right. Well, it's because you get your foot in the door. Get a franchise going, get the producer credits, and just keep making that money. So the first Black Phone had a budget of $18 million.
Makes sense. And
it opened to $23.6 million and grossed worldwide $161 million. So it's got a little bit to go to catch that. But it's a good start. Absolutely a good start.
Yeah. Yeah. So for reviews on IMDb, we got a 6.7 out of 10.
Solid.
On Rotten Tomatoes, critics 72%, audience 85%.
Low for critics, but...
A bit low for critics. I mean, I thought the IMDb score was a little low too.
6.7. 6.7. It's solid. That's a tough site to judge that one.
It is. On Metascore, its Metascore was 59 out of 100.
Wow.
That is not good.
That is surprising.
Yeah. But, you know, like we've talked about in the past, Metascore just like, it never makes any sense.
No, it doesn't. Like, I love that movie. 40.
Yeah. But then the cinema score is a B, so that's good.
Yeah.
On Threads, overall it's very positive. I've seen a lot of people that are super into it. I put a few things out there, posts about the movie and how into it I was. And on Instagram and whatnot, I've seen a lot of people be very, very positive about it too. I've only seen a few that were not, and those seem to be other podcasts.
Really?
Or reviewers. Yeah, there's this one I follow, and they were talking about how they thought there was way too much exposition in it. I didn't run into that at all. They said one of the things they said was they thought it was spending too much time trying to make the whole thing with the grabber coming back make sense.
I mean,
I didn't run into that.
Yeah, he's back. Obviously spoilers for Black Phone 1. He doesn't make it through that movie, so you got to establish like why he's a threat again if he was unalived in the first one.
Yeah, and I think that's some of the best parts of it because you're establishing the lore for the movies. Mm-hmm. You're digging in more to the ideas of the powers of the children and whatnot. Like, that's kind of what the movie is about, is them having these special powers, and you're digging into that more. And I didn't find it to be an exposition dump. I found that to just be the movie,
No, I thought they were tying it together. Like, they were tying the first one into this one, and the thread that they're using was obviously you said the powers, the visions that the kids had. Like, they're making it make more sense. Like, why do they have this? Like, like, try not to spoil the movie, but they definitely tell you why, like, Finn and Gwen have these visions or these ability to communicate with the other side, kind of. And, like, I don't think that was exposition dump. I think that was just a way to tie it in. I thought it was really clever. I never found that, like, over-explanatory or anything like that. It just was showing us why this is this way.
Yeah. No, I didn't either.
That's silly. I'll say silly on that thought.
I saw somebody else that I follow on Instagram. They posted their review, and it was a 3 out of 10. And I was like, you're out of your mind.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Sometimes I think that other reviewers are like, they want the shot. All butthurt about movies just to, like, rile people up or just to feel like they're smart. At the end of the day, we do this because we love movies.
Right.
So I'm trying to like movies. You know?
I'm not
trying to have a good time.
Yeah, not going there like, man, that doesn't make a lot of sense. like after the movie, I'll talk about it. Usually, like, Hal knows this, my girlfriend. She's like, on the ride home, I'll like break apart the movie and like, well, this didn't make sense. This didn't make sense. And then, but I don't do that as a negative. Like, I'm always like, well, like I try to pick through it, but not to like tear it down, to try to just, see what could have been improved on, is the way I try to think of it.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. I think a lot of people do just do like 3 out of 10 just to get the clicks,
Yeah.
But it's a movie you're supposed to enjoy. Like, that's why you paid your money. That's why you went to it.
That's why you do this. That's why you chose movie reviews to do in your free time.
Yeah.
And not, woodworking. You're supposed to enjoy it.
Yeah, it's not like Fear Street Prom Queen. Like, it's good. Like, like give a 3 out of 10 movie a 3 out of 10 movie. Like save that for a movie that deserves it.
Yeah, and I think some people are just overly critical of things too, because you've got to be a very, very bad movie for me to give you a 3 out of 10. It's got to be really bad.
Yeah, like Fear Street Prom Queen.
Yeah, I still haven't watched that.
You shouldn't. It's really bad.
Yeah. All right, so that's the reviews. For the cast, we've obviously... Our big star of the movie is Ethan Hawke. Mm-hmm. This kind of cements him as like a powerhouse in the horror area now. He's always been one of my favorite actors. He's always been a just reliable actor. He's done so many good movies, and now he's really got like this turns, I think, this character into a horror icon, but it also kind of makes Ethan Hawke be somewhat of a scream king too.
I was gonna say, yeah.
He's got Daybreakers.
I was gonna bring that one up if you didn't.
I've still not seen Daybreakers, but I've heard really good ththings about it.
I liked it. Like, I didn't think I would, but I had a good time with it. I need to watch it again. I was kind of like half paying attention when I caught it, but I enjoyed what I saw.
I think I might try and bust that out in the second half of my 31 days here, because I do have a Vampire Day, and I Have not picked a movie yet for it, so I think it's going to be that one.
Perfect. I'm pretty sure it's in the Gumball Machine, just hasn't come out yet.
There you go. So other than Daybreakers, we got Sinister.
Mm-hmm.
Sinister is very good. It's the same director. I like Sinister a lot.
Modern classic, I think. It deserves that title. It was one of those ones I put off forever because it was kind of like, sometimes when things get overhyped, my brain's like, I'll get to it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of like wait for the hype to die down before I jump into some things. It's a stupid way of doing it, but it's something I do. And that one I waited way too long on, and I enjoyed I watched it last year for my 31 days, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. So yeah, it's really good. I haven't seen the sequel yet. I heard it's a step down, but it's not bad. I've heard.
No, I don't think it's bad. It continues the story on. I've only watched it once, mind you. Well, I've watched the first one a bunch of times. It's got the same guy that comes back. I can't remember his name, but he plays the Grabber's brother in this one.
Yeah, Mark Runstone or something like that.
Yeah,
the actor.
You're on the right track. James Ransone.
James Ransone, that's it.
He comes back, and the woman from A Knight's Tale.
Oh, really?
I can't remember her name. She plays
Shannon Sossaman.
Yes.
I remember. I'm not gonna forget
that. And I mean, it's. I need to rewatch it. I remember watching it at the time and being like, okay, this is not so bad.
Bagul. That's the name of the guy.
The Bagul, yes. Classic Bagul.
Surprised they haven't kicked that franchise again. The second one came out 2015-ish, somewhere around there, and they haven't gone back to that yet, which is surprising.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the second one didn't turn out too well.
They're like, we're not going to franchise this.
Wise, I do know that there were talks of doing sort of like a crossover with Sinister and Insidious once upon a time, and I thought that would have been really cool, but nothing happened with that. I think it's because it's Blumhouse that does those, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So I mean, that would be cool, but I think the idea would be that, you know, if you're gonna do something like that, you have to have a really good script to make it all make sense. And you know, I don't know how much control Scott Derrickson has over Sinister, but that'd be cool. Then, other than Sinister, we got the Purge and we got the Black Phone,
right?
And then we got this.
I mean, even his daughter's a bit of a up-and-coming scream queen. She has Stranger Things, and then she was in the actual good Fear Street 94, and she's just starting now, so I bet you she'll do more.
Yeah, on her way. So other than Ethan Hawke, we got Mason Thames, we got Madeleine McGraw, we got Jeremy Davies. You know who Jeremy Davies is? You know what we know him from?
Hang on.
No. Don't know offhand?
No, but I'm blanking on it. Go ahead.
Ravenous.
Damn it. I mean, darn it.
What does he say?
My brain's gone blank, buddy. Go ahead.
He was looking.
Dang it! My brain, for some reason, I went to David Arquette there. I knew it was wrong, but yeah, how'd I blank on that one? But yeah,
I know.
You set me up so well, and
I did.
I wasn't expecting it.
And then we got Demian Bichur, which I really like him. He was in the TV series The Bridge on FX. I really dug that. He did The Hateful Eight. He's really good in that. But also, he was in The Nun. And he's very good there.
Yeah, he plays Mondo, right?
The priest.
Holly's favorite character. She loved him. She thought he was great. He was fun. He was a good little ancillary character. Just you cared about him almost immediately because it seemed like he was genuine.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so bad with names; it's unbelievable.
I'm usually pretty good, but I just went absolutely blank on that. But it happens, you know. The brain's a weird thing.
See, the thing about my brain,
it doesn't work all the time. Sometimes it goes sideways. Sometimes it goes up. I don't know. Did you know it's a fun little fact about the Madeleine McGraw, the girl who plays Gwen?
What's that?
You know who her little sister is?
Tim McGraw?
No, that's funny though. It's Violet McGraw, who is from Megan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
M3gan?
M3gan. And M3gan 2.0 or whatever the hell the sequel was called. Which I still haven't caught. I need to catch that.
M2gan?
M2gan. Yeah, we're going off base. But yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. Like they are both kind of in the horror genre solidly now.
Yeah. So, tell me, what do you think of the movie?
I enjoyed the crap out of it. Like I went in there expecting it to be. Honestly, I know I'm not the only one in here, but like when I saw the trailer, I'm like, oh, they are ripping off Nightmare on Elm Street, but it doesn't. Like it has similar elements, but it's not. I wouldn't say a ripoff of it. It's kind of, and it's not even an homage. It's his own thing that uses kind of like, I don't know, deceased villain coming back and haunting kids. So it's a similar motif to Nightmare on Elm Street, but it's not a ripoff at all. And I kind of went in there expecting it to just be that. So I was pleasantly surprised by that.
Yeah, and I think to call it a ripoff would really be doing a disservice to this movie and how much it really is doing differently. Because it is doing a lot differently. It's not that. The only similarity really is the fact that dreams are involved.
Yeah.
You know, but he's not going on a killing spree in dreams. No. You know, that's not what the movie's about. And so, I mean, that might be where they head in the future, and I honestly wouldn't mind if they did. But like, it really is. It's very different than
it is.
A Nightmare on Elm Street. It's different in the way the story is told. It uses a lot of different mechanisms, and it really is like the feel and the vibe of it is different. So it's very different, I think. And I heard two young guys at the movie theater talking about it, and he was like, it's literally just a Nightmare on Elm Street. It's the same movie. And it's like, no, it's not. Like,
it's not.
They're very different.
They're very different. Like a dead killer pursuing victims like in like a dream plane. That's it. Like, and that's like a very, like, I won't say a small part of the movie, but it's not the whole thing. Like it's the kid's visions and like their ties to him and all that. So yeah, it wasn't at all a ripoff of it, but I went into it thinking it was going to, you know, take elements from that. And outside of, you said, the dream sequences, it really doesn't. It's its own beast, its own story.
Yeah, and I saw some other people making the argument that the fact that like the bulk of the movie takes place at a camp also rips off Friday the 13th, but that too is used so differently that it's not like it's not part of it. You know what I mean? Like you're not at an actual. It's like it's not an open summer camp. It's more or less like you could easily just call it a park.
Yeah.
You know, like you're spending time in cabins and that's about it. But like the setting, if I was going to talk about the setting, I wouldn't lead with it takes place at a camp. I would say it takes place in a winter setting.
Right.
Because the fact that they're cabins isn't that consequential to the story, you know. Really. But the way they utilize the winter part of it is very consequential to the story. It's very involved in the visual style of the whole movie, the winter setting specifically. And maybe they decided to make it a camp as like an homage or a reference to all of the many horror movies that have taken place at camps throughout the years, you know. And that's but like at the end of the day, you can only set a movie in so many different places, right?
and how are you going to get like two teenagers away from their parents to have this movie set up? What are they going to do? Like, they're going to go to camp. Like, that is the most likely scenario. So I think homage is the best way to put it. Like, it's a tribute to those movies a bit, but like you said, they get there. It's the reason to get them separated is because they're going to the camp to be counselors. But once they get there, there's like one scene of like, hey, don't share bunks, and then it's just kind of like it's washed over from that point. And then it's just kind of survival after that.
Yeah, exactly. And it is also weird, I think, that people are talking about it as a negative because, like I said, so many movies have taken place at camps.
Sleepaway Camp.
You've got Sleepaway Camp. You've got the Friday the 13th movies, but there's a bunch on top of that.
The Burning.
Yeah, exactly. Like even Goosebumps had camp episodes.
Yep.
Like Are You Afraid of the Dark did. Like it really is. Like you said, I think isn't one of the Fear Streets.
Yep.
Place at a camp.
The 78 one, the one I like the most with the Jason-esque killer.
Yeah, so it's to talk about it as a negative that it uses these things. It's like, no, this is the horror genre. This is what they do.
You're looking for it if you say it's a negative. It's not a negative. It's a common setting in these movies. Like you just
Right. And as you always say, if you're going to utilize these things that have been utilized this many times, how are you going to make it different? And setting it in during a winter storm is the perfect way to make it different.
Right.
And that's where the identity of this movie really holds strong, is in the winter setting.
right. And we just I think not too long ago we did a winter horror movie episode because there's not a ton of it. So it was really nice to get a new entry into that.
Yeah.
Those kind of movies.
Yeah, and I think this is going to go down as one of the one of the best winter horror.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that you read out the reviews. I expect them to be a lot more glowing than you said. It's kind of frustrating, but it happens.
Overall, they were. But I think, just sometimes people talk loudly, right?
No, they do.
But they're not the majority. I mean, as we saw here, Cinemascore B, IMDb 6.7, audience score on Rotten Tomatoes 85. So I think it's probably the critics that are mostly being harsh on this thing.
It's kind of surprising again, but go back to what I thought about it. I again thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I can't wait to watch it again. Like it ended, and I immediately went like, good. That was exactly what I was looking for. I love that. I had a great time with it. It made me feel good, which is weird. Like like usually you don't leave like a horror movie feeling like good, but it like with the whole family aspect and how everything just kind of worked. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I will be buying this on physical media when I get a chance to. Like I really enjoyed it.
There you go. Yeah, I think I might as well.
And I would say that if you go into this thinking it's going to be because you watched the first movie and you enjoyed Mason Thames, right? Is that his name? Yeah. You enjoyed him. Like he's definitely in it. He's a main part of it. But this is, I thought, a lot more Gwen's story than his. Like it kind of gives her chance to shine more so than the first movie did. Like not saying she's not in the first movie, she's a big part of the first movie, but this feels like it's more her vehicle than the last one.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that, and I think she absolutely kills it in this one.
100%.
Yeah, she's really good, and she's really like the emotional core to it.
Right. Yeah, they bring the dad back. He has a fun little redemption arc there. It's just
yeah.
I had a good time. There's nothing about it I disliked. I really had a great time with it.
Yeah, that was interesting that they chose to do that with the dad. Yeah, I thought that added a really interesting layer to it. Mm-hmm. Where they're talking about the father and his addiction and his abuse and his sort of recovery and redemption that he's trying to go through and how that's impacting his parenting style. Mm-hmm. Like there was that scene where he is thinking about saying something to the way his son is acting, but like he stops himself, and you can see that it's because he just doesn't feel like he has a leg to stand on with these things because of his behavior in the past. And it's just really interesting the way they decided to do that. And I think part of it is kind of like Derrickson sort of dealing with his father and his relationship with his father. He has talked about he has a really good relationship with his father, but his father has told him about his childhood and the abuse that he faced. And so I think that there's a lot of layers to this that are leaning into that. And it was interesting, and I liked it.
And even like Finn is more aggressive and violent in this movie than he was in the first, and they kind of tie it in there, like he's doing the same thing his dad did, tying that in together. So that's also part of it. It's just him trying to get back to himself, kind of too, after he kind of lost himself after the events of Black Phone 1.
Right, and we learn that, spoiler alert here, one of the things we learn is that the grabber is also responsible for pretty much destroying the father's life too, because he blames himself for what happened to the mom, and it turns out that the grabber is responsible for the death of the mother too. Right. And so he has just really torn this family apart and is responsible for all of this that has happened to them.
Right.
And seeing how they're all kind of in a really tough place from it, it adds a really rich emotional arc to it that I think was good.
It does, yeah. Like some people might not like that either. How like they kind, it doesn't feel forced. Like it makes sense when you think about it. Like why else would Gwen be having these visions and be able to like communicate with the phone in the first movie if there wasn't like there had to be like more reasoning behind it, and this gives you the reasoning. Like the mom was involved with the not involved with that means that sounds bad, but she she had some interactions with the grabber beforehand, and she knew of what he was starting to do, and then things don't go well for her. But I like that. Like I don't think that was cheaper. I like that. Like it felt good. It made the first movie. It made it feel like a universe. Like shared
Yeah.
existence, which I really liked.
Yeah, I agree. And what's interesting about that is, so I kind of want to read the book because I'd be interested in seeing how those things were explored in the book.
Mhm.
But it is interesting to think about how Joe Hill might be reacting to some of these revelations
Yeah.
and reacting to how successful the movie is with all the changes,
Mhm.
But he seems to be completely on their side, and he, even as we talked about last episode, developed a lot of these ideas alongside Scott Derrickson and C. Robert Cargill. So it's interesting, to wonder how they're all working together on these things.
Yeah, and like the performances in the movie are great. Like I said, Ethan Hawke's menacing.
Yeah.
Mason Thames just like he just has like a brokenness to him, which I mean, obviously after you went through what you went through, he would like he wouldn't be just like, hey, I'm a happy-go-lucky kid. Like it's gonna mess you up.
Yeah.
So like yeah, just I honestly can't think of a thing I disliked about this movie.
Yeah, me neither. And I really, really liked the Super 8 dream sequences.
Mm-hmm. At first I didn't, and then I realized what they were doing. I'm like, why does this look like crap? And then it clicked. It's like this is the dream world, not the dream world, but like I guess the dream world is the right word for it. Don't matter. This is how they're distinguishing that we are in a dream is with this grainy Super 8 footage.
Yeah, and it wasn't shot like that. Wasn't like a filter put over it in post.
Mm-hmm.
He actually shot those scenes with a Super 8 camera.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Which is becoming like a thing that he really likes doing with a lot of these movies.
Yeah, Sinister has it big time.
Yeah, exactly. So I really liked those sequences, and I want to see if they do some sort of special features, because I would love to see a 4K edition of this where they show them making those and how they like sort of spliced them together with the digital footage of the rest of the movie, because that's what they had to do, is sort of splice those together so that the scenes sort of like merge together seamlessly. So I'd really be interested in seeing how they did that.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah. So what do you think is next for the franchise?
That's where I was going to ask you. Like, I honestly, not to sound bad, I hope that family, like Finn, Gwen, their dad, I hope their story's kind of done. If they do continue with it and they keep the grabber going, because I think they're going to want to have the grabber be in these movies. I don't think they want to do like Halloween 3 and have it be a different situation,
Yeah.
So I hope I hope they continue it. I hope there's more of these movies. I hope that they let the Finn and Gwen, well, maybe I don't know, just the way they ended it, it could be a whole like Warren situation when they go around trying to solve crimes and such. But
yeah,
I guess they could do that. I kind of hope that they let that, because I think movie 1, movie 2, perfect for those characters. Their stories are done. Let them move on with their lives, and let's see someone else deal with this situation. This evil man who's come back from the grave and is now attacking a new group of people. It's kind of where I hope they go with it. I hope, but I don't. Maybe I'm alone in that. What do you think?
I mean, I would love to see these characters come back. In all honesty, because I mean, I thought Gwen really, really killed it in this one.
She did,
and I do kind of want to see what Mason Thames could do with the role a third time around, where he's got a chance to do something completely different with it once again, and maybe we see how he's sort of come to terms with his powers, and he does have powers, and we don't know anything about his powers really at this point.
But he communicates with the dead through phones, because he Because even when the movie
Yeah.
starts, like he picks up phones like, "Sorry, I can't help you." Like before, like we
Yeah.
even really get going. So
Yeah,
clearly,
so they're hinting at that exactly.
yeah,
But we get to really dig into Gwen's in this movie, and I'd like to dig into his, and maybe with him being the star of the first one and her being somewhat of the star of this one, maybe they get a little bit more of an even, like, hey, working together and trying to figure this whole thing out thing in a third movie. But after that, I would say, like, yeah, give them their happy ending
right.
and let the franchise either move on without them or breathe or whatever. But I would like to see them at least once more.
That's fair.
And see them sort of come to terms with their powers.
Right. And would you like to see the Grabber in that third movie, or do you want to see them going after like some other?
Yeah, no, definitely get
This guy's got to have the Grabber, right?
100%.
If they did a third movie with them, and they're going after like, I don't know, murderous Easter Bunny in Massachusetts or something, like it'd feel kind of a letdown, right?
Yeah.
Although that's a fun concept. Copyrighted. I'm gonna write that one.
I mean, I wouldn't. I don't think it'd be the end of the world if they did some sort of spin-offs like that that were moving on from the Grabber. But we need Ethan Hawke in these. And the beautiful thing about it is you can have him there without actually having him there, because you didn't see his face really at all in this one, and so you could have him just do the voice going forward, and that would work completely fine.
I mean, stuff does happen to his face as the movie goes along, so
yeah, like I would love to see one that's like that starts off with like the Grabber like in hell or something. Yeah. And Ethan Hawke had kind of alluded to that of like, that's what he kind of wants to see, is like the Grabber trying to, like, I want to see the Grabber like fully embrace his evil and them fully embrace sort of that side of it, you know? I think that would be really cool to embrace more of the supernatural, have the Grabber become like truly evil, and maybe we do finally get like we didn't get a post-death killing spree yet.
No.
We just got a reveal of a past killing spree.
Right.
And so, I mean, yes, that means it leans more into A Nightmare on Elm Street, but they can do their own thing with all of this, and Lord knows ain't shit happening with the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise right now anyways.
Dead. Sadly.
Yeah. So that's where I think they go, is they lean more into the supernatural. They try and resolve everything with the family, but they bring back the Grabber, and maybe this time around he's going on his own sort of killing spree, and they actually seek him out.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, maybe they hear about what he had balloons, right? Like black balloons in the first movie?
Yeah.
But maybe something like that ties it in. I don't know. I like your idea. Like that was kind of where I was leaning towards, but I was thinking separating out the family. But you're right. We do like a trilogy would be perfect, actually. Now that more right. But feels right.
Yeah. So that's what I think, and I think it would be cool to, like, if they do go down that route, you've got to really flesh out these ideas enough where like it's true to horror and true to its own identity of doing something different, because I don't need to hear all the people talking about how this franchise is a ripoff of A Nightmare on Elm Street just over and over again with every entry, you know? So keep doing things differently and homage where you can, but dig into the Stephen King, the Joe Hill weird quirkiness that a lot of their horror tends to have, because I'm willing to bet there's stuff in that novel that hasn't been introduced yet either. Sure. So
I should read that. I've been wanting to read more, so maybe I'll pick that up.
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
I mean, I hope they do a third one. I wouldn't mind spinoffs at all.
Right, and again, I want to see the franchise continue. I was being selfish, thinking that maybe just let the family rest, but you're right. A trilogy would make sense.
Yeah, get them out of high school, show that they're happy, and allow them to come to terms with their powers, and go from there.
Perfect. There you go. The Grabber follows in the college. There you go. And he's running around the college campus causing havoc. Is that Scream 2? Sure, but no matter what you do, you're going to tie into some kind of horror movie.
One of the things I really like is the 80s-ness of it,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Like, I love 80s style movies. So keep getting more of that. And that's the thing, too, is they could start to lean these into other decades as they get older.
That's
like,
true.
That's the beautiful thing about, you know, as those two kids grow up and they push into the 1990s and the 2000s, like, hey,
Yeah.
not going to hate any of that.
No, that'd be fun. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot to do there. There's a lot of unmined gold, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And the villain is just such a good design. It's so already iconic, I say. And they clearly want to, because like I said in the previous episode, they got him on Fanticans, they got him in Fortnite. Like they want this guy to be a horror icon, like Jason or Freddy or Chucky or any of those guys.
Yeah, and we don't get many anymore. You know, there's not been any new horror icons. You got Terrifier.
Right, Art the Clown. So who else? Art the Clown.
I mean, you got the Bagul, but
Bagul,
you
but-
only got 2 movies.
Right. Even like Insidious, that red-faced demon is only in a couple scenes, right?
Yeah, he wasn't in a ton of it.
So paranormal activity, not really a big bad there, just kind of overall evil. You're right. Like, maybe Heart Eyes can become a franchise. That's too early to tell. I really like the Happy Death Day movies, but I think I'm like the only person who does, so I don't think that's going to catch on much farther than it already has. Like I'm trying to think like what else. Like there hasn't really been another, like you said, like slasher like icon. So yeah, I mean, bring it on, keep it going.
Yeah.
I remembered one thing that did bother me about the movie. I apologize. I said there wasn't anything I didn't like. I don't understand the need for the character of Mustang. I don't really know why she was there. Like I thought they were bringing her in to be like a love interest for Finn, but then she doesn't do anything the whole movie.
You know, I thought they were bringing her character in just to kill her off.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then, yeah, I mean, they don't do that much with that character, which is unfortunate.
Maybe the sequel will give her a chance to shine.
Hey, maybe.
But yeah, that just popped in my head because I forgot about her. Like she doesn't matter in the story, sadly. She has like one scene where she does like a little speech, and that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, useless characters don't bother me that much.
They happen, especially
You
in
know,
horror.
one thing that kind of bugged me at the beginning of it was the like 80s kids language that they were using, where, you know, I forget what it was, but they were like, oh yeah, that's choice, and
Yeah,
you know,
radical.
like
I think
that.
they said radical. Because radical
Yeah,
in the 80s word?
and they did it like non-stop consecutively
And
in
it's just
like they inserted like 5 different words into like 3 different sentences all in a row, and it felt a little forced. But in all honesty, all that stuff, like even when kids use it in everyday life, it sounds forced. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, well, I'll let it go. But
It's like a Steve Buscemi, hello, fellow children. kind of thing.
yeah,
But you're right.
But they definitely dropped a radical in there.
Yeah. I think also some of the things that Gwen said, I'm like, were those slangs around when I was a kid?
Right.
Because she says some pretty off the wall crap, and I'm like, I don't think I had that in my vocabulary until I was like in my 20s.
Yeah, that was the only thing that really bugged me. So, but yeah, I mean, I would still give this
Nitpicky.
like
Yeah.
8.5 out of 10.
Oh, easy. Yeah. I'm giving it
Okay.
8.7.
There you go. Hey, that's a great rating. I mean, I think I have this as probably my second favorite horror of the year.
It's a big year. Like we had 28 Weeks Later, we had Sinners, we had Final Destination Bloodlines, Weapons. Sure, there's some I'm forgetting about, but it's been a good year for horror.
Yeah, I agree.
The Companion I liked, but
Yeah, lots of good stuff. Bring Her Back.
Hard Eyes, Bring Her Back. That was the other big one I was forgetting. That one's going to be one that I don't think anyone's going to want to watch multiple times, though.
I don't know if I'll ever watch it again, to be honest with you. Like, it's good, and Sally Hawkins, her acting is good, but like,
God, it's bleak.
yeah, I don't know that it's gonna have a rewatchability like whatsoever.
Right.
Oh, and the monkey.
I need to watch that again.
Yeah,
I was sick when I watched it, so I don't think I gave it as much as I should have.
you should definitely watch it again now that you've seen Longlegs.
Which I liked.
Yeah. So, for everybody's information, last week we did the 31 Days of Halloween halfway point. So we covered the first half of the month. Next week, we will be covering the second half of the month. So everything we've watched leading up to now. So stop back for that episode.
Yeah.
Dan, I have a horror comedy to watch tonight. What should I watch?
So you said that, and my brain immediately goes to one of my favorites of all time, and that's Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil is great.
Yeah, but you've seen that, so I don't know.
Many times.
So I don't know if I. Yes. So you probably should try something different. Have you seen The Final Girls?
No, I haven't.
I think
I actually saw that get referenced in something earlier today.
I think you'd enjoy that. I think that might be a good one for you, because like the classics like Cabin in the Woods, Shaun of the Dead, like we both watched those movies probably 10 times each. You know what I mean? Yeah. So trying to find something different for you. I think Final Girls might be a good shot for it. Good shot for you.
I think that might be the one. Yeah, I'm glad I asked you. Have you seen the movie Tarot?
Tarot came out like last year. I heard it's so bad it's good, kind of, but I haven't seen it yet.
I saw it. It was on like a horror comedy list, and I was like, "That was a horror comedy?" Like,
I don't think it's supposed to be. I think it's just because it's so acid.
They like retroactively made it one.
Yeah, they put a couple dick jokes in there, and now it's.
You know what else I saw was on a horror comedy list was The Visit by M. Night Shyamalan, and I didn't remember that being a comedy whatsoever either.
No, I mean there's some awkwardness to it, but horror comedy seems like a stretch on that one too.
Yeah. Have you seen Deadstream?
No, I don't know that one.
Oh, that's a Shudder original. It's like a YouTuber that goes into a haunted house and.
Oh, I've seen maybe a trailer for it at some point. I think that seems familiar.
Yeah.
I definitely haven't seen the movie, but.
Did you ever get around to One Cut of the Dead?
Nope. That is literally right there. I need to watch it. I don't like that has been my most put off movie in the history of movies. I don't know why. I know it's good. I know I'll probably like it. I've had it on Blu-ray for what, a year and a half now? I just haven't done it.
Everybody says it's good, but yeah, I haven't watched it yet either.
But is that on the horror comedy list too?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that one might be a straight up horror comedy.
Did you ever see Little Monsters? It was like a Lupita Nyong'o. She's like a kindergarten teacher, and they get attacked by zombies in like Australia or something.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but I know what it is.
It's got comedy elements to it, but I'd say Final Girls, dude. I think you'd like that.
I think I'm gonna do that as long as it's like readily available somewhere.
I have the Blu-ray I can send you, but it's gonna take a minute.
Can you have it here within 1 hour?
No, sorry.
No, I'm sure that one's readily available.
I'm actually a movie behind right now. So people can look behind the curtain. I am a movie behind, but we'll get caught up hopefully this weekend.
Do you know what you're gonna watch?
The movie I'm behind on? Stir of Echoes is the one that I've drawn and I haven't watched yet.
You still haven't watched Stir of Echoes? Yeah, you gotta watch that. That one's awesome.
Yeah, Hal wants to watch it, so I put it on the back burner. Yeah, one behind's I think okay at this point in time. We'll get there.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, let's jump into the news. All right, so the first thing I got is that Osgood Perkins, before The Keeper has even entered cinemas, has announced that he has another movie going into production already.
Dang, he's firing them off.
Yeah, it's called The Young People, and it should be released next year. And he shared a photo of the script, and it had his name, it had the title, and then you could see text up here that was on the second page that they had strategically placed the title page just far enough down that we could see it, and it said, "One of the old ones steps forward, drops its robe to reveal ...
Nice.
Yeah.
So the old ones like the Cthulhu mythos kind of stuff?
Exactly. So for the uninitiated, the old ones and the great old ones are the sort of interchangeable names that are given to sometimes Cthulhu, sometimes his subjects, sometimes the other monsters, aliens, or otherworldly beings in Lovecraft lore. So if he's doing a Lovecraft-style movie, I'm super into that idea.
Oh, heck yeah. Especially with his style, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and I have no idea what The Keeper is even about at this point. So his movies have all been pretty different from each other. So I'm into it. I hope it's Lovecraft, because that lore it doesn't get touched enough.
There's a lot of it apparently, and like you said, it hasn't been mined too much. I mean, you and I, we have a board game we both really love called Call of Cthulhu, and that it's a board game though. Like you lightly touch on it,
Yeah.
Like we haven't seen like movies or like many TV series about it. Like, of course, they're out there, but anything further into that world, I'm in for. I'm here for. I mean to say.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. So I can't wait to hear more about that. Did you see my thing earlier that I sent you? The press release of the
Yeah.
that board game Cthulhu Death May Die got the rights to that whole franchise got sold off from CMON to Asmodee.
Yeah, I did see that. Good. That's a big get for them. Hopefully they, because they got to fill that latest Kickstarter, and I think CMON's having its issues with that right now. As someone who has two CMON batch products, that maybe I'll get them by 2027. Like I get it. So hopefully they can figure that out, and keep it going, because it is a great game, and it sucks that people who have ordered that haven't got it.
Yeah, I'm very glad that I got the one that I ordered.
Me too.
And it took like 2.5 years when it was supposed to take one. And after that, I was like, you know what? I didn't like how the campaign went, and I didn't like how all that stuff was going down. And I was like, I'm going to take a little bit of a break from these guys for now.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, perfect
right.
timing.
Yeah.
Because some people might not be getting these releases. It's Asmodee said that they're going to be fulfilling the Cthulhu Death May Die Forbidden Reaches campaign. So that's good.
Yeah, but when that happens, when they say they're going to take over for the company and then fulfill it, it's going to be a long time. As I've done quite a few Kickstarters, and I've had a few that have hit this stage, and it's just basically hope and wait.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that franchise, though, too, because, like you said, it's so rich, and the mythos and the lore, all of that, there's so much they can do with it. So, you know, hopefully they dig into the board game side of it. I don't need any more because I have 2 different versions now with a bunch of tie-in stuff, so I'm good. But I hope they keep touching on it. I do have some of the comic books, and those are cool.
Yeah.
I really like those. I'll keep buying those if they do it. But, yeah, and this Osgood Perkins movie. I'm excited to learn more about that.
There's no reason they would, as you said, there's no reason they would have done that if not to tease or give you a hint of what's coming.
I'm pumped if it's Lovecraftian. So the other thing that we have is a new horror anthology is coming, produced by John Carpenter, and it's titled John Carpenter Presents.
Oh, cool. I hadn't heard about this.
An anthology series.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm pretty pumped about that.
I am too. That's awesome. Like, I'm glad he's still kicking things around.
Yeah, I hope he does the score for it too.
No, I hope so. That'd be great.
Yeah, that's like all he's been doing lately.
His son does scores too, right?
Yeah, so when they basically do it all together. And so what's interesting is his son there, it's his son and Adrian Barbeau's son.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Cody Carpenter. And then his godson is the third guy in their group that they do shows together, they do all the scores together. So it's like a whole team.
That's pretty cool.
It seems like, I guess they just called their band John Carpenter. For lack of a better way to describe it.
If it works, it works.
Yeah, I mean he's a brand at this point, right?
He is. Like you said, he's gonna have a show. John Carpenter Presents. That's a brand.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm pretty pumped about that. I don't know how involved he'll be in the development of all these ideas, or if it's just people being brought on to create a 1-hour thing inspired by John Carpenter. And he may or may not do the score, but I bet I'll do the score for like a intro for each episode. That would be cool.
That'd be awesome.
Maybe he'll even introduce each episode himself.
Like the Crypt Keeper kind of, but
yeah,
John Carpenter. I like that idea. That's fun. I hope that happens.
Yeah, but I hope they do lean into all those ideas of each one being inspired by, The Thing or the Fog. Or In the Mouth of Madness, which is also a Lovecraftian thing. Yeah. So, yeah. More to come on that, but that's really all we know right now is the name of it.
Still, that's exciting.
Okay, so the third thing that I have for news, and this is the weirdest thing out of all of them, is I literally saw this just earlier today. Melissa Barrera joins John Travolta in a new Renny Harlin Orca horror movie.
What?
Yeah. So, Melissa Barrera, John Travolta, Renny Harlin. Renny Harlin, we know, is the director of A Nightmare on Elm Street 4. We just talked about this last week.
Right.
He also directed Die Hard, Cliffhanger, Deep Blue Sea, and the recent The Strangers trilogy, which I hear is terrible. And a bunch of other things, but...
Jeez. So they're doing an Orca horror movie, which, I mean, I've admitted before on the show that Orca is one of my favorite bad movies that I like to watch. Melissa Barrera, she's great. Everything she's done, I've enjoyed. Abigail, the Scream 5 and 6, and then I think she did like another like horror movie that's early, like My Monster or something. It's like a take up Beauty and the Beast. I didn't see it, but I heard it's decent. So you have to catch that at some point. But yeah, that's exciting. I'm glad that she's not completely blacklisted from Hollywood and she gets to do something else now.
Yeah.
John Travolta's a curveball I wasn't expecting, but
he's the one that makes me think it's not going to be good.
Sorry, John.
He hasn't put out a good movie in I want to say 15 years.
I can't think of it. I can't think of the last thing he was in that was good because of him. I enjoyed the weird Santa Claus movie he put out a couple years back, the Fat Man. That was kind of fun.
Isn't that Mel Gibson?
Oh my God, it is. Sorry, my bad.
Cut that out. Take it back. Nothing good.
Cut that out. John Travolta and Mel Gibson in my brain for some reason are the same guy.
I saw a video of John Travolta from that movie he did with Devon Sawa a few years ago called The Fanatic.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that one?
I saw clips of it. I never saw the actual thing.
Yeah, I saw a clip on it like literally earlier today, and I was just like, man, this looks awful.
Yeah.
Any news that you've heard about?
I was just gonna bring up the whole Sigourney Weaver thing. Did we talk about that yet?
We talked about that last week.
Never mind then. I got nothing.
All right. So the only other thing I have then is Physical Media Showcase.
Whoop.
So what I have here is...
Oh, yeah.
Cabin in the Woods.
Speaking of horror...
Look at this.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I love that.
Yeah. You can't see, maybe you can see a little bit, but the corners of this got all smashed up.
As they do.
In shipping. And I messaged them about it, and they're like, send us pictures. And I did. And then they never responded to me again. I was like, okay. Well,
hopefully,
I guess I'll just live with it.
Hopefully you don't get a situation like my last night with the devil. I complained about that last episode, though, so don't need to do another one on that. But that's awesome, dude. That's a great movie. It's a great horror comedy. I think that's a horror comedy for sure, right?
Oh, 100%.
Dark comedy, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that one. So I'm pumped to watch that in 4K one of these days. But I'm just pumped to have it on hand at all times to watch whenever I want until the end of time.
I did move some of my my DVDs today, so slowly but surely I'll have access to some of the things I bought in the last year or so.
Okay. So you don't got anything else to cover for yourself then?
Not right now, I'm sorry. I don't.
Okay. Man, this is so nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love that the two little guys pop up in the bottom though.
Yeah, they're great. They're fantastic in that movie. Richard Jenkins and the other actor whose name escapes me, but they're fantastic.
Yeah. All right, well, that's all I got for the week. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Nah, buddy, I'm good.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me.
Of course, buddy. Anytime.
All right. And thanks for listening to our Black Phone 2 edition of the Bark Knight podcast. And join us next week for our Halloween special episode.
Yeah.
And follow, subscribe, and leave a rating to help the show rise from the crypt again next week. And until then, keep your lanterns lit and your nightmares close.